Wow, 500,000 fellow Americans dead because of COVID. Side note, 100,000 of those, okay, another milestone, have died since Joe Biden's inauguration on January 20th. Think about that. Over 20% of the total deaths have happened under Biden's watch. It's incredible. Now, this leads me to my central idea today, and the question, how many people would have died if the government had not done all of this ridiculous stuff that stole our freedoms and trampled our rights? How many would have died? I propose less would have died. Seriously. Now get up off the floor. Let me explain. So 500,000 deaths totally. Without government, the way it's done, we might have had less. Now I remind you that Joe Biden is president today because of COVID. The Democrats were able to convince the American people that Donald Trump was responsible for COVID deaths due to his failed leadership or whatever they said. I mean, Keith Olbermann blamed him for all of the deaths. I guess if Joe Biden had been president a year before, we would have no deaths today. Well, obviously that's stupid, but there's no doubt that government caused deaths. Now, the one statistical fact that we have is that Andrew Cuomo killed people. He signed an executive order stealing people's lives, taking away their individual rights, trampling their freedoms, sending them to nursing homes with the virus where they infected, we don't even know how many. They're covering this up. But we know that thousands upon thousands of people died because of that government action. And I'm here to tell you, masks don't work. Shutdowns don't work. Social distancing, none of that stuff works, okay? So we have just allowed government to completely destroy what has guaranteed us in the Constitution, taken away from us what our ancestors fought and died for. It's pretty much been without a peep from the sheep. And I'm angry at myself for this. I've stayed away from COVID, but man, I'm going to be hitting this over the next few podcasts. We as Americans need to grow a pair, stand up, and stop this intrusion by government. And by the way, stuff you'll never hear is how many people are sick, they've been hospitalized and even died because of government, intrusion or actions. The fear, the anxiety, the stress that came with this. I mean, it's truly incredible. All in the name of safety. It's such garbage. Such garbage. So the good news is the vaccine appears to be working. I've tracked these numbers. We see a dramatic decrease. But listen, feel free to double mask and all this other crazy stuff the government has required. It simply doesn't work. It has not worked. And it's time for us to stand up for America and the freedoms that we have.